Alright, let's do a little knife review. What you see in front of you is a Kizer Megatherium. This is an Elijah Isham design. He is an up-and-comer. He is very talented. So if you like the look of this design, go ahead and look up his other designs. I believe he's got one more model coming with Kizer, and he's got a model coming with WE Knives also, which WE Knives makes a fantastic product. Be sure to check that out too. This is a very interesting knife. At first look, you think, wow, that's sort of crazy. But once you get it in hand, and I'll point out some key features, it's really sort of a normal knife wrapped up in an exaggerated wrapping. And it behaves in a normal way with some added functionality due to the design. So let's take a look at what we have here. It is a titanium frame lock. It is done as a bolster lock with this carbon fiber overlay over a milled section of the titanium frame, and then the lock-in system is basically frame lock under that scale. It gives it that bolster lock look, frame lock setup and strength. The lockup on this one is extremely solid as I've felt in any frame lock. Very high-end lockup. The finishing is also exemplary on this knife everywhere on it. Everything is radius, everything is chamfered, everything is finished evenly and smoothly. Everything that was supposed to be tight was tight. Everything that was supposed to be smooth was smooth. It is what we are coming to expect as a build, quality and materials from the high-end Chinese manufacturers, which is Kizer, like this knife, WE Knives, Riate, and a couple of other name brands. These are high-end knives. These are the equal of anything that Zero Tolerance does, anything that Spyderco does, anything that Benchmade does, except they are Chinese made. This knife right here goes for about $200 across the market, from what I remember after checking the prices, and it is well worth that. The blade steel is S35 VN, which is not considered a super steel, but is a high-end stainless steel, and I think is a good choice at this price point. The grinds are even on it. The steel thickness, if I remember correctly, I had 159 thousandths, and then the handle thickness was at 0.55 inches, so just a little bit over a half an inch. It does have a milled titanium pocket clip. It's stiff, and it has a large amount of material on the clamping end, so it's pretty tight going in and out of the pocket. It's a beautiful design. It's well done. It really complements the overall look of this knife. I like it, even if it is a little stiff. Because let's face it, this knife, I'm not going to carry this knife as a working knife, even though you could do some substantial work with it if you respect the obvious shortcomings of a frame lock. It feels very sturdy. It feels very well made. Everything is machined very well. Like I say, the fit and finish is fantastic. The materials are good. The action on it is drop, close, smooth. The detent is perfect, and it rockets open. It has a very good feeling detent. You're up over the detent. You don't have to, close the blade a third of the way before you get up over the detent. So the lock and detent geometry is very good on it. It's a very pleasing knife to sit around and flip, as the action is fantastic, the detent is fantastic, the lockup is fantastic. As you flip it, it has a satisfyingly solid lockup feel. And for those guys that are into frame locks, especially, or any quick opening knife, you know that at least 50% of your assumption of solidity in that knife is your impression of the lockup, the way it locks up and how solid it feels. Oh, excuse me. And this knife is just high quality overall. I really, really, really like Kizer. The centering is spot on. Like I say, the action is great. Let's see if we can get this focused. Lockup is early. I would put lockup at about 25%, and consistently so. There's no play in the blade. Okay, and right now I'm flexing the blade. I'm moving it so hard. Okay, so there is absolutely no play in there, no radial play, no lock rock, and again the action is super smooth. You know, I love to buy American. I really like Benchmade, Spyderco, zero tolerance. But I have to be true to myself and my collection. And you know what? The people in China have to eat too, and they're in a lot worse shape than we typically are in the United States. And worrying about where this product is made is sort of a first world issue. That's something we worry about in the first world, where second and third world countries, they have some more serious things to worry about. So I'm not gonna get all crazy about it being made in China. I'm just gonna praise its quality and value. I love this design. In the hand, it feels like a normal knife. It fits your hand, at least my hand. I have medium-sized hands. Medium and large size hands, no problem. Of course, small is they can grab a hold of anything. It just feels good, and it feels normal no matter what it looks like. And this features Elijah's one of his design features is the edge of the blade is lower towards the cutting surface than the tab from the flipper and the lower extent of the handle. This allows you to cut, okay, against a surface without the tab of the flipper and the handle getting in the way. This, I believe, was designed from an idea that Elijah had when looking at Japanese santoku knives. Those knives have a very distinct blade shape that you basically see in front of you, albeit with a big, huge hole in it, and some extra machining on it there with a swedge. It's a good looking blade. I like it. It's very comfortable to use. You've got sort of a pseudo shoil here. You can, in a thumbs forward grip, in a pinch grip, it's comfortable to use. Finger forward, getting some more detail work with the tip here. You don't have a lot of belly with this blade, but you do have, it's shallow, the belly, but it's continuous basically from tip to termination here. It's a very utilitarian blade, even though it has this giant cutout here, which you can use as for opening, and you can middle finger. Yeah, some people can middle finger Spidey flick it. I only have one Spyderco, so I'm not real practiced with that. So laugh at me. Anyway, this is just a great knife. I gush and gush about the Kizer knives. If you remember my video on the C10C Sheepdog, I love that knife also. So, I think that Kizer offers a great value in a knife. They're not cheap. Like I say, across the market, I believe this knife is going in the 200 plus price range, and it's worth it at that. Even though this is not an American made product, this is not the same as going down to Walmart and buying a piece of plastic junk that's made in China. This is a precision made, precision machined, precision fitted, fine cutting instrument on the level with any American made production knife. And I've handled a lot of them as a knife enthusiast and a knife salesperson in one of the largest knife stores in the world. And you know, I would wholeheartedly recommend this knife. It's a unique design from Elijah Isham. Well made by Kizer. Great presentation. It comes in the typical, for the Bladesmith series, it's the double box in with the light colored outer box. The black gloss structured box on the inside. Then you see the pouch in front of you. And it's just overall a great package, a great knife, made well, with an outstanding design that is attractive and attention getting, but utilitarian and really in the hand kind of normal. And I think that in itself is a great free feature in this knife. So here you go, the Kizer Megatherium. We'll keep this one short. Let me know what you guys think. Like it, sub, feedback. Tell me to suck it. Tell me you love it. Whatever. And you guys have a good day. God bless.